Hey everybody, Marcos Villegas here in New York, being joined with the head of Bare Knuckle FC, Mr. David Feldman. Just had this press conference with Paulie Malignaggi and Artem Lobov for the pay-per-view event that you're having June 22nd. How did this deal all come to happen? Because Paulie, coming from the world of boxing, fighting Artem Lobov, there's a lot of backstory there, but how did you get him to come back and agree to fighting once more?
You know, I was doing a radio show with Paulie out in Vegas, actually, and I volunteered to give him a ride back home because I said this is my opportunity to get a big name over to Bare Knuckle. And he pitched me. He said, I'd like to do commentating. I said, well, I'd like you to fight. And he's like, I'm not doing that. And then we started talking numbers, and then one thing led to another, and he knew I was for real. And here we are today, almost 5 weeks out from really the biggest fight in Bare Knuckle fighting history.
Were you surprised that he agreed to it, and from what you're saying, it worked out pretty seamlessly then?
I'm a little surprised, but I'm not really surprised because I think the ultimate goal for Paulie would probably be to hopefully lure Conor McGregor into a fight, and what better way than to go after his training partner and one of his really good friends, Artem.
Besides the money point issue, was there any other questions or concerns that came from his side in order to make this fight happen, or was it as simple as, hey, if the numbers are right, why not?
No, I mean, you know, he was a little nervous. He wanted, not nervous of fighting, he wanted to know what the style was. Was it definitely just stand-up? Was it really just boxing without gloves? And I said, yes, absolutely. There's a little twist in there, but nothing much. There's no elbows, kicks, knees, no grappling, nothing like that, Paulie. And he said, all right. And then, obviously, the money, you know, money talks anywhere, and it talked to him, and he listened.
Now, with Artem, I would say it would be a no-brainer given the backstory between him and that camp, but was that your first initial thing, was to set up Paulie with Artem, or that just came out organically?
Well, I think it made so much sense, so yeah, that was the initial thought, absolutely, that Paulie fight Artem, and then Artem had that war with Jason Knight, and I'm standing in the middle of the ring and don't know who won, and Artem won, and this is happening. And then, like Paulie did say in a joking manner to Artem, but I mean, look, no matter what happens here, I'd love to do that Artem Lobov Jason Knight rematch because I thought that was a hell of a fight, and who knows what's going to happen. Look, we're planning for the future, but we're not saying this guy's going to fight that guy. We're just saying, look, we're going to bring great, exciting fights to the fans, and that's what we're doing.
When you spoke to Artem about this fight, what was his response?
He was like, when? So he had that epic battle with Jason Knight, as you saw, and he did, his face looked pretty bad. But I did, just so everybody knows, I could put this on the record, I brought Jason Knight and Artem both to the hospital, both cleared CAT scans, no concussive damage, no concussions. I wanted to make sure that was fine. So then I was walking with him in the hotel. I put my arm around him. I said, look, let's do this fight in August. And he's like, no, I'm fighting in June. I'm fine. I didn't even get a headache. And that's the thing that people don't know about Bare Knuckle. Yeah, he looked bad, but he said my brain wasn't rattled. No concussions, no headache. So I think because of that, I was confident that if his face looked good and he could heal that way, that he would be able to compete on this event.
Yeah, that's a big question that I know a lot of fans had with Artem, is seeing those photos that went viral. Is his skin going to be able to hold up for another fight so quick?
Yeah, I mean, we're all going to see, right? I mean, he says it will. There's some things that you can do to your skin to really tighten it up nowadays, and I think he's going to be, you know, I think he's going to be ready for it. Is he going to get cut? Almost definitely, he's going to get cut up. But you know, it's a fight that has a great backstory, and I think the fans really, really want to see this, as opposed to the other fights. Not that they didn't want to see this, but there's so much buildup and leading up to it. So I think this is our first fight in our young company that we actually have built up into a fight that people really have true animosity towards each other. So it's great for the company. We're so happy to be able to promote this event.
What do you make of the actual fight, and how do you expect it will go, or what do you want to see the night of the fight?
I mean, I think that Paulie's going to try to outbox him, and I think once he gets hit with a bare knuckle, he's going to understand that it's not the same, or once he even lands with a bare knuckle, he's going to understand it's not the same, and I think it's going to be a brawl. I really, truly do, because Paulie was lured into brawls before, and I think it's going to be another brawl, but, you know, who knows what's going to happen? As I said today, I mean, the odds have Artem as a favorite, and honestly, I was like, really? It's incredible to me, you know, but it is what it is. It's bare knuckle. It's a middle ground, and it's a great place to settle a score with this boxer and this MMA guy. Who can win, a boxer or MMA guy, in a true middle ground now?
Do you have high expectations in terms of numbers for the event? Is there like a around the park figure that you guys are expecting in terms of pay-per-view buys based on the preliminary attention and buzz it's gotten so far?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely want this to do as good as possible. We're pulling out all stops. We're doing We're doing some countdown videos. We're doing a ton of marketing, a ton of advertising, and then everything that is just, organic with it as well. I think it's going to exceed our expectations. I'm not going to throw a number out there because if I don't do it, it's going to make me disappointed and everybody else disappointed. But I think we're going to do better than we've ever done. And I think this fight really, truly is going to serve the purpose of this fight. And it's going to put us on the map as a combat sport.
Speaking of that point, the map, still have a lot more commissions to get accepted by, but this one's a big one, Florida. You mentioned to me earlier that they asked for you to have the event here, but how is that coming along, the acceptance from the commissions at this point with this event and in the future?
It's coming along a lot faster than it was prior to June 2nd of 2018, but it's definitely getting there. The thing that I say in a lot of interviews now is that it's not just what I tell them it's going to be, it's what I can show them that it is now. I can show them the injury reports, I can show them the medical history, I can show them everything now, and because I can show them that stuff now, I think it's a lot easier for them to give us the nod.
On a final note, everybody's maybe thinking Conor might show up the week of the fight. Have you guys formally sent an invitation to Conor to come to this event to see his teammate fight Paulie?
We definitely threw an invitation out through Artem, and we'll see what happens. If I was a betting guy, I would bet that Conor would probably be there to witness this fight. I think it's going to be a great fight, and there's a backstory with Conor in it, so I think he's going to show up. But, who knows? Conor McGregor is not a superstar. He's a megastar now, so, who knows where he wants to be seen and what he wants to watch. But we're not only giving him open arms, we're asking him, Conor, come on out and witness this fight in person, please.
All right, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I can't wait for this event. Just because of the drama, the backstory, I think it's going to be a good one.
Thanks, Marcus. Man, I really appreciate you having me.